Hey, what's going on? My name is Juan, and today I wanted to go over 5 Genesis functions that could help you while developing your themes and plugins. So let's go over the basic setup here. We're using the new Digital Pro theme by StudioPress, and I simply created a vsls.php file, and inside of our functions file, I just simply called it, and that's basically just to clean up our code so we could keep our customizations separate from the theme. And we don't have to get distracted by all of the code in the functions.php file. So in our vsls.php file, I simply included a CPT class, which is custom post type class. I covered this in an earlier video. I'll go ahead and put that link in the description so you can check that out. I created a dog post type, and which supports the title editor, thumbnail for featured images, and custom fields. So with that basic setup, go ahead and get started. So the first 2 functions go hand in hand, and you will probably use these functions in every custom site that you build. And the first function is going to be the Genesis register widgets area. So basically it takes an array of arguments. Taking the ID, we're going to just create a dummy widget here. It's going to be below header. The name will be the same. Below header, and the description, I just use PHP Storm to clean that up just a bit. So if we head over to the back end and under appearance and widgets, take a look at our new widget area. So we can go ahead and just simply add a text field and some lorem ipsum. So our next function is going to be called Genesis widget area. So let's go ahead and add an action. And we will add this after the header. And we call the function Genesis widget area. And we will pass it in the ID. So in our case, it's going to be below header. Let's take a look. So now we have this text below the header. And with this Digital Pro theme, we have a static header up top. So it looks a bit funky. So instead of hooking into after header, we'll go ahead and hook into before content. Alright, so that will put it within our site container. One thing that we could do is we could pass in array, and we could use so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the function. So we can go ahead and change the markup of the widget area by hooking into the before and after parameters. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll just close the section tag, format that up. Now take a quick look. Now we have a bit of padding all around. Give a little bit of space, a little breathing room. Okay, so our next function is going to be Genesis custom loop. In the Digital Pro directory, I created a page templates directory, and in that directory I created a custom loop.php file. And here I simply create a template custom loop demo. I removed the default Genesis loop and I added a custom loop. It's blank now. So let's go ahead and utilize the custom loop, Genesis custom loop. And this takes in an array of arguments, which we will assign to a variable. So going back to our vsls.php file, I created a post type dog, as we can see here. And I simply added a few dogs, Jack, Nova, and Ralph. So what I want to do now, using this page template, I want to go ahead and I want to loop through our dogs. So the easiest way would be post type will equal dog. So we create an args variable which stores an array, and we pass the array to Genesis custom loop. So now we have a loop of the dogs. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this Genesis widget area for now, just to clean it up. So now we are simply pulling in the dog post type. If we want to limit the post, we'll just 1 per page. Post per page will be 1. And if we go over next, we are seeing the exact same post just because we are not using the page parameter. So we will assign a variable paged and get query var. Want to get the page variable. We'll use the ternary operator. So it looks like this. So if the get query var returns true, we will assign it. If not, we're on the first page and we will assign 1. Now we'll refresh. Now we can go ahead and cycle through the dogs. Now let's go ahead and go to our fourth function, which is going to be Genesis get image. So if we click on a single dog, currently we just get some text and a title. So let's create a custom file. It's going to be single-dog.php. Okay, we'll call Genesis. And okay, so we'll go ahead and use the next function, which is going to be Genesis get image. Let's add an action. So let's see what we get when we just use the function Genesis get image. And we will assign that to a variable. And for now, we're just going to echo it. So out of the box, we'll get a simple image. So it does have a counterpart, which is going to be Genesis image. Which will output the same thing. But we actually want to use this. So we are going to return the value and store it in an image variable. So that way we could go ahead and create a simple hero unit. We can pass in an array. And we'll go and take a look at that. Well, we can pass in a post type, the format, size, number attribute, fallback, and context. So we're just going to touch on the format and size. By default, the size is full. So we could change that by changing size to, say, thumbnail. We'll change that to thumbnail. Take a look. And now we got the thumbnail. So if you change format to our URL, it returns the path of the image, which you could use to set a background or something. But for now, we are going to simply printf and create a section with the class of hero. And then %s, so we could output a string, close that section, and Genesis get image. Okay, so if we do that, we are within the site content, which I do not want. Now I want to go ahead and put it full width. So I'm going to change that to Genesis after header. So now we get this big hero image. So beforehand, I went ahead and added the styles, which is very simple. It's nothing complicated here. I just set the image to a width of 100%. So there's a million other ways you could have created this hero looking image but that works for our demo. So the last function I want to take a look at is the Genesis get custom field function. So a lot of times when you're building custom solutions for clients, you're more than likely going to need to store some custom data. Okay, so for demo purposes, we'll add a new one. We'll add a new custom field and we'll title it location. So say Jack is located in Dallas. So we'll do Dallas, Texas. We'll add one more field. Let's add age. All right, so Jack is 2 years old. So let's add one more hook. And we will hook into the entry header. So if we were doing this just using WordPress, we would have to do something like get post meta, and we would have to pass in the ID. So we'll get the ID. We'll pass in the field, which would be location, and then we'd have to pass if we wanted an array or a single value, which would be true, right? So we'll var dump that. And you see we get the value Dallas, Texas. Well, using this Genesis get custom field function, we'll go from passing in 3 parameters to passing 1, and that would be location. So again, we'll comment the first one out, and we get the same value. All right, so we'll do one more for the age. We do age. we can go ahead and print F. We'll pass it in the location and the age, right? Simple. So now, see Jack, got the big hero image. Now the location is Dallas, Texas, and the age is 2 years old. So those are 5 functions that I find really useful. And I use these functions almost on a day-to-day basis and almost in every theme build, especially when you're building custom solutions for clients. You really want to use these kind of functions to make your job a hell of a lot easier. And again, my name is Juan Rangel. You can follow me on Twitter at wpzombies.com. Leave any thoughts or suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.